the beauty of our weapons. All of our weapons, first we'll take Manhattan.
Where are they? That's the $64,000 question. MTC Studio proudly presents The Bremen Adventure, starring Dawn and Mary Hardy with a special appearance by Michael Radke. Deutsche Bahn trains run on time, and in the agreed-upon 4.5 hours, we were at the Bremen Hauptbahnhof. Germany has a much stronger American presence than does the Netherlands. That was apparent from all the Elvis posters we saw. Elvis aside, Bremen is quite a charming place, although I'm not sure that visiting on the day of their marathon is the best plan.
So here we are in Bremen. You know, when you were in Vancouver, were you planning on going for a walk in the suburbs of Bremen?
Not particularly.
No? And how is it that you ended up here on this journey, and basically, let's just show the folks, in the middle of nowhere? It looks like we're lost on a highway someplace. How did you get to be here?
I have no idea.
Well, like, were there no buses today?
No, there were no buses today. There's a marathon on. All the streets are closed. We walked. We tried to follow signs. It didn't quite work out well. It might be working out, but I don't know.
Well, at least they didn't get locked in the escape room. I hear there's no escape from that. They still allow cigarette advertising in Germany, and you can see the American brand influence here. Google helped me translate this for you, just in case your German isn't quite up to snuff. I think maybe they have a certain amount of disdain for the cigarette advertising, though. We wanted to go to the Old Town, but our stroll took us all the way back to the Hauptbahnhof. We knew we were getting close when we saw St. Martin Kirk with its fancy mosaics. Unfortunately, we couldn't go in because it's undergoing extensive repairs at the moment. Finally, the Old Town. But I don't think these are the 4 musicians I came to see. Well, this glass is really neat. But is that bike moving? What's happening? Maybe we'll have to escape through this door. By the size of the door, you can see they were a bit smaller in the 1500s. Well, if it isn't the House of the Glockenspiel. Built in 1923 and 1924, the Glockenspiel was added in 1934. It rings out 3 times a day, and you'll notice that the panels change to show the conquerors of the ocean. There's that American influence again, Charles Lindbergh. As interesting as the architecture in the Butcherstrasse was, we were still in search of the 4 musicians in the Old Town. Was this one of them? Probably not. Maybe the local constabulary can help us. It's their chance to serve.
Yeah. This is the old city of Bremen, as you noticed. This is the marketplace.
Oh, right
in
here.
former
Okay.
times.
Okay.
I think this tall building in this wide boat. Official.
1 rolling, 2 rolling.
Yeah.
Gotcha, yeah. In England, they use the size of the monarch's foot, but yeah, same thing.
And
as you will see over there where the people are
There's
standing.
the musicians right there.
And I know everybody comes here to expect like a big statue of
No,
the
yeah.
town
yeah.
musicians.
Well,
it's like
we
so
didn't know
small.
that. That's okay, but it's fine. It's fine. Now, is
And-
that St. Peter's Dome or is this?
No, the
Oh, the
large
big
one.
tall one.
Big
Yeah,
tall.
there's two of it.
Okay.
That is the
Okay.
dome.
But we can't go in there, right?
You should try.
Okay.
And
Sure.
this is where the major is in. I don't know the word for it. The major.
The maid.
Rathaus. It's the office.
Oh,
Okay.
the
okay.
town hall.
Yeah, town hall.
After that delightful tour, she got one of her off-duty colleagues to snap our picture beside the musicians. And we did love the photo. But it was time to leave the old town and take another stroll. This time off to the Schnur district. Although the Schnur was first built in the 10th century, the houses here date from the 15th century. It has Europe's narrowest street, I believe it's Spijkerstrasse, and St. Johann's Church, which was built in the 14th century. It was originally a Franciscan monastery, then a Catholic church, then a Lutheran church, and has been a Catholic church again since 1823. That year, they decided that they would put in some extra flooring to prevent flooding. Flooding was an issue in the Schnur, so Mary thought she would take precautions by buying a new hat. As we left the Schnur district, we ran into a fellow who explained how small the world is. Where did you meet your wife?
In South Africa. And you're from Zimbabwe. And she was German. Yeah.
Then it was back to the Butcherstrasse to have a delightful meal at the Standig Vertutung. We had to make sense of their menu first, though. This beer hall was a hotbed of political activity leading up to the fall of the wall. They had lots of pictures on the wall depicting the key players in that episode of history. Meanwhile, how are you making out with that menu?
How's your meal there, Mary?
Good, thank you.
Yeah. The first time I've ever seen vegetarian uncooked pizza.
It still seemed like a better culinary choice than the pirate pancake boat. When we left the beer hall, we discovered that they rubbed other things for luck in Bremen. Some of them a little bit more than others. We return now to our play-by-play of the Bremen Marathon, where number 1053 is desperately trying to overtake 1027. I think he's done it. He won't have to bring his bike out and take it down this innovative bike ramp. But we'd best be checking in with our Airbnb host.
Probably it's better to come in here than just staying in the...
And you lived in Vancouver when?
That was in 1983, 1984.
And then you came back to Bremen.
Yes, I did. I have been running this for about 6 years now.
Wow, yeah, it was great. So do you have a problem staying in a stranger's house?
No,
No, sharing facilities with them?
no.
So
It was a wonderful bathroom.
wonderful.
And as we headed to the Hauptbahnhof, we saw German ingenuity at its best. First the gum machine, then you graduated to cigarettes, then the condoms. Or perhaps you'd like to go in reverse order. You used the condom, had a cigarette, and needed to freshen your breath. Whatever. German engineering at its best.
So is this a good breakfast place? Came halfway around the world for this?